Good morning, everyone. It's Kathy Schmitt, the Backyard Stamper, and I'm here to do a Craft Your Stash scrapbooking. So I finally got my pictures developed. Yay! So I've been putting together some pages and kits, but I didn't have my photos ready. So I got 4 different events developed, so I should be able to work on some pages now with current photos. I have loads and loads of back photos, older photos. So a couple weeks ago I started off using the Weekend Adventures kit, and I started putting the pages together. But I only got so far because I knew I wanted to scrap our trip to the Grand Canyon, and I didn't want to lay out too much because I took a lot of pictures. And so I got them back, and we'll see how we do today. Let me go ahead and flip the camera down and I will show you what I've been working on. So the kit we're going to use today is called Weekend Adventures Scrapbooking Workshop Kit, and it includes 10 sheets of designer paper, 10 sheets of two-tone cardstock, 3 sheets of stickers and pre-cut images, and photo placeholders. So, and the colors in the kit are Basic Beige, Cajun Craze, Early Espresso, Misty Moonlight, Old Olive, and Very Vanilla. So really, woodsy, outdoorsy colors. So this is what the kit looks like. Oh, the retail price of that is $37, and it makes 3 2-page layouts, so you get six pages with this. All right, let me see what I did here. I think I separated. It's been a while since I worked on this. So part of the beauty of these scrapbooking workshop kits is you get these wonderful directions. And even if you don't place your photos exactly how they do, it gives you the basics, the guts of the page, which I like that because I just want to slap my photos on, and this gives you a little bit of setup, the prelude to do that. Now, I personally put a lot of pictures on my pages, and I would never do a scrapbook page with only one photo, unless it was like an 8x10 photo or something like that. But you'll see I'm going to load up my photos. So let's see where we got to the last time. I think these were all of our, so this looks like it was the layout for number 3 because it has the diagonal, and this was the layout for the first pages, and this is the second. So we're in good shape here. Let's see what we start with. Let's start with the number 1 page, because why not? I don't necessarily have to do my photos in any particular order. I have my photos all ready, and I have about 7 or 8 photos per 2-page layout, and possibly more. So let me open up this section here and see. So we did all the cutting the last time. So now it's going to show you kind of how to lay it out. So let's open this up and see where we left off. Oh, there it is. Okay, I see it, but I can't. There it is. Let's get on the right side of the baggie, right? So when I am prepping, I do like to, separate them into the pages. And this kit, the bag, the original bag is quite large, so you've got lots of maneuvering. And I am going to set all my extra pieces aside here because I don't remember if we need them. And I think, are these photo holders? No. So I've got some matting pieces and some other doodads. All right, so it looks like the page is going to go this direction. And so I've got a left page and a right page. So according to the directions, the black strip is on the left. These are going to be my photo holders. Usually they're marked with like a photo holder page thing. All right, so these go on this side, like so. And I'm going to put my little doodads up here, just so I can, I don't want to have to knock them on the floor or anything. So that was this page. And then I'll put this pile here up on this side. Okay. And then I've got some picture layouts and to give me a starting point. Oh, and then this, the second page, they turn the photos. So let's see where this is why I stopped, because I'm like, okay, I gotta see what photos I have. So for our first page, this was like the beginning. We're at the southern rim and it was January, so it was a little chilly. But this was like you walk down and right away you see the beauty and perfect photo ops, right? So there's a picture one, here's a view, there's me being silly, my son and my husband, there's my son, there's the three of us, and view, view, and view. So I've got a good selection of photos. What I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to like cut some down. Oh, too bad. But you know what? I want to leave the scenery ones, the big ones. So let's see what we can do. Let's pick a couple. This one's going to get cut down. So let me set that right here. This one I can cut as well. This one I'd like to leave the big one because it's got that beautiful scenery. I kept taking pictures of the scenery and it was kind of like the same thing all the time, but it worked. So here we are, and the one picture that had us starting out was, oh, in my pile to cut. Let's do, like, that's our starting point. Here's a scenery picture, and I am going to see if I can squeeze one more on here. Maybe what I'll do is do a little zigzag here, and let's see, the silly one can go up here, and then the two guys can go here. I have to cut that down a little bit. Okay, and then on this side, let's see if we do something like that. I'm a little people heavy on this side, but that's okay. And then some scenery. Look at that one. So pretty. All right, so here's the three of us. I'll set that one aside for a minute because we're still kind of at the beginning of the canyon here. Something like that. And let's see, I got some vertical ones on this side in my other pile, but I think they're farther down the canyon. So our trail, our walking trail. Oh, I could use that one. And I can use that one. Okay, so let me see what, if I need a vertical shot, I can do this. It's not quite at the right place, but that's okay, right? So these two are a little similar, so I'm going to swap out that for that one. And the only thing I might do is trim just a smidge of the sky and maybe some of this rock, or leave the sky and trim this up a little bit more. All right, so let me put those over there. So that's a good starting point. So now what I'm going to do is, I like these matted, so I'm going to go ahead and put those right on my photo thing. I couldn't decide on what photos, and I couldn't tell from, you know, my phone and stuff, so I just said, oh, we'll develop them all. So I have a stack that's like this thick, but I got doubles of a lot of them because I want to send the photos to my son too. And I think I told you that I mix in photo album sleeves into my scrapbook. So I will take some of these, and each sleeve, it's just a photo album page, has 6 4x6 slots, and I'll just add a couple pages in with some extra. Let's see here, I'm gonna have to figure out how to cut that one. And let me chop this one. Sorry guys. Now I don't feel like I have to mat every single photo either, so I just want it to fit on the page, so we'll make it look a little interesting. That can go there, and this one can go like that. I can actually just cut off a smidge. Not too much, because that's a pretty good seam. Yeah, like so. And it's almost a vertical picture, so we'll kind of tip it like so our horizon is straight. And then this, there's my picture edge right there. Oh, I like it. All right, so let me see if I have a scrap here and I can mat this one. The other one doesn't really need it. Or what I can do is just kind of fake it, right? Do a top and a bottom like that. Okay, so that gives me a little spot to write on too. So let me think about that, and we'll put those, I only have to cut it in half. All right, so let's look at that, and then let's look at some of our doodads here. I don't know which way was north and south, but the compass always goes north. The great outdoors. And let's see here. This had a little banner piece, so we can do something like that. Oh, I see, it went like this, I think. Where's my directions? See how those banners went. Oh, I see. So what they did was, no, they took the word explore, which is somewhere here. I might not have punched it out. Oh, here it is. Explore, and they have this like so, and then these little banner guys, and this went like this. So I didn't put these together ahead of time because I wanted to make sure I had room to for them all. And my blue one is a sticker, so I'm gonna just put that like that, like so, and then the brown one. Okay, so that's one side of doodads here. So I don't know if I'm going to have room for something that big on this page. So I might. I if I move this Great Outdoors and I move my guys up like so. Alright, let's go ahead and put these together here. And I'm going to use my adhesive mat so that my stuff doesn't stick down the wrong way. So I'm going to take that like that. Time to play. I'm not really, don't know if I love that saying. So, but I do like what a view, obviously. Alright, and then this time to play, I'm going to probably leave that off, and we will go ahead and put, it goes kind of under the R, and I'm just going to give me a little bit stuck onto the sticker there, like so. Alright. And then this went under here, like so. So let me add a little bit of glue to that. Like so. And then my black one went right next to it. And add some adhesive. This silicone mat works great for this because it doesn't stick. Don't worry about the gap there because I'm going to have my what a view. So this goes next. Things are getting crooked, I think. Let's put them on straight here. Let's see what's happening with my, I think I need to move this down. There. That works, because that was on crooked anyways, right? Okay, so that looks pretty good. And then I have this little guy here, which is going to get stuck on. See, some of these things in the kit are stickers, and some are just die cut pieces that you adhere. So now we need to cover that little spot there, which I don't think I'm going to be able to reach that, so let me push this one up. And I think I got to rub off some of that adhesive too. I'm just going to roll it back towards the, alright. And what I'll do is move this guy up. Let's put that one almost just barely peeking out. And then this one, because I don't want all the points the same. Oh, I see what's the matter here. Okay. I might have to find that time to explore to cover that up. There. I think that looks all right. Now where'd my what a view go? What a view is going to come like so. All right, there's my little doodad. That is quite large, so let's see how we are going to position that. Maybe if I switch sides. Ooh, I got an idea here. If I switch sides and go like this and that and that, and then this what Explore comes and kind of adheres onto that. Not quite in the middle though. And we can go up a little bit. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. Let me go ahead and adhere these. I'm using a very old Stampin' Up! Adhesive called that we used to sell, and it was a Hermafix, and they're like photo splits where you just, they're little squares, and they are permanent, but they do give you a little chance to lift. Once they seal down though, you are done. Now I don't want my pictures, I never like my pictures to line up perfectly. Oh, I was going to cut this half and half, wasn't I? All right, let me do that. I don't even need it half and half. I just need a little bit. Because I wanted to have it be so that just a little interest coming out of the top and the bottom. So let me put a little bit of adhesive there. So Stampin' Up! Did this virtual scrapbooking retreat last week, and oh my gosh, it was amazing. Absolutely amazing. They showed techniques and tricks, and I don't know, it was really, really good. And I didn't have a chance to follow along while they were doing everything because I was working. But I'm going to just tuck that under because I can, right? I need this Explore so it goes way down. What am I going to do here? Let's see here. I'm going to go ahead and put my Explore down. And you know, I almost didn't need that other mat right there. So we'll go ahead and put it like so. And you know that one spot that didn't have, see that little hole there? It's not really going to show. All right, so now let's see if we can fit this on here, like so. That's perfect. Maybe I want this doodad to come over my page and help hold it in place. Oh, I like that. Yep, I like that. That one's right to the edge, and then this one is going to come in and do something funky. I think I'm going to have to cut like that. So I hate to do that because you know I'm not going to get it straight. So let me see if I lift this up and do it like, how about if I just do it like this and I'll cut that little part off. I like it. So you'll have to let me know in the comments if you've ever been to the Grand Canyon. I'm so sad about what's happening out at the northern rim with the fire. That is just devastating. there. I like that. My horizon is straight. And I'm going to just lift this point up on my little doodad to cover that. Oh, I like it. I like it. This one I didn't adhere down yet. And we'll go ahead and try to make it straight. How about that? So one of the little tips that they said, which honestly I hadn't really thought about, was to use the photo mats that they give you in your kits as, instead of just placeholders, you can use them as a mat. Instead of using the photo placeholders, and then, you know, as a place to put your doodad, then you can use them to actually I'm sorry, I'm just trying to find that little one that said that in the directions. I guess I'll find it in a little bit. So that's pretty nice. And then I've got my compass as well, and that ties the green and the green in. Or wander, wonder, repeat. I think that goes on this side. Okay, I'll leave that blank for now and see what we've got left. So my left page is done. I think that looks good. All right, and then let's come over here. Now these all call for like little photos in the kit. Well, we're not going to do that. We are not going to cut up that scenery. Oh, look at this one. It looks like it. Nope. I was going to say it looks like it continues, but this one looks like it continues. Haha. So we'll just kind of slide them down. Let me chop off a little so he fits on the page. And this is us doing a selfie, which is not easy when you have short arms like I do. Okay, so I've got that one. I've got that one. That really showed. I couldn't believe it. When we walked down, I just could not believe how beautiful it was. You know what? I have room for another photo, so I am going to just cut a little bit of this off, like so. And we have room for something right there, so we'll see what we're going to do. And I know this is supposed to come over. Let's see my page. I'm already not following the directions, but that's okay because I have more pictures than what they did. Okay, so this is like if I did that. The great outdoors. Do that one up there. Let's see. The great outdoors looks good under here. Wander, wonder, and repeat. Let's see if I do that. Kind of like that and like that. And it has another compass. Oh, the compass goes on this page. Okay. So we do that like that. And these see, that's what happens when you put a lot of photos on. The little doodads have to change. So instead of going down with my banners, I'm going to go up. So I'll do it like that. I like that. Let me just do it like so. And then I'll put a little bit on the back of my photo here. Yep, I like that. Actually, let me just move it down a little bit. I want to move it over so it doesn't look like he's got a crown on his head. Okay. So that looks like that. And then I'll do these little doodads. I also like to put like little doodads as my photo holders because I think that looks neat. The Great Outdoors. I think I'm going to move that up here and just push these two down. And okay, let me put this guy down. I gotta have a starting point here with one of my photos. And I'm wondering if I should get, hold on one second here, let me just get a piece of vanilla. I think I've got a scrap, I do. Okay, let me trim a piece. So that photo is 6, so let me just trim off a piece of 5. And then I'm going to split it down the middle here. And that's going to be, I'm going to do the same thing at the top and the bottom. I really like that look, actually. Let me take this one off. Where's my photo mat? I don't want to get adhesive anywhere that it's not supposed to go. It might take me a couple weeks to do this, actually, because I don't like my videos to go longer than an hour. So, but I'll also grab my photo sleeves, and I'll show you what I do with my books. So let me see if I can line that up sort of straight, like that. Okay, now I can put this on, like so. I like the way that looks. Okay, that looks a lot better to me. So let me put this like so. There. Okay. So I got my little doodad, and now let me just add some adhesive so my pictures all stay in place. I like that, except that's not straight. Okay, looking good. All right, and then this one, I'm going to top with little strip of vanilla, like that and that and that. So it looks like that. Let me just get a big piece of vanilla here. Hold on. Alrighty. This is perfect. I've got some scraps and I got some of these long skinny ones, which will be great for doing what I like to do with my photos. Let's see here. Let's just cut one down to 4 by 6. So I'll cut it at 6. Oh no, not 4 by 6. I need 6 1/4. And 4 1/4. Because my photos are 4 by 6. Whoops, I almost did that. Okay, so now I have 2. So I'll save that. Alright, now here's my group photo. Oh, I cut it down. I forgot. Alright, did I cut this one down? No. So let's use that. And I actually only want 1/8 of a margin here. So let me cut that back down. So I want 4 1/8. I want to leave that one, I think. So where was my picture at? Here it is. So this is a little over 5. So I'm just going to go 5 1/4. And I'm going to go 4 1/8. There. And all these little guys here can be part of the scenery. So I think this needs to come over here because that, well, let's see here. It's so pretty. Alright, I need 1/4 or 1/8 of an inch cut off of that. And 1/8 cut off of this direction. Great. So now I'm going to do that, a skinny margin, and then that goes on top of this little file folder tab, and like so. And then this one is going to be the frame for this. No, where did I do with that one? I just cut the wrong one. Okay, well, we will cut this one. Alright, and then I'm just going to trim to 4 1/8. And I know I'm using it without the guard, but I had to take the guard off. It was really getting in my way when I'm doing these little skinny strips. The stuff would get stuck under it and then I couldn't get it out. So, alright, so this one looks good. Let's put this on. Like so. And then that's going to get laid right about there. And believe it or not, I have to trim this a smidge because it's bumping into the other photo and I don't like that. So I'm just going to trim like just a smidge. And we'll trim a smidge off of our vanilla too. See if that fits before I cut. Yes. All right. Yes. Yes, sirree, Bob, that worked. All right. So on the scrapbooking retreat, it was a 3-day Zoom, or no, sorry, Facebook Live that Stampin' Up! Provided for us. And they had a variety of presenters, which was really good. And they each brought something different to the table, so that was kind of neat. And then, you know, like it's funny because there was one lady, I forget what her name was, she's like, are you one of the precision people or one of the people that can just wing it? And she was talking about, like, do you need to measure where everything goes, or do you just eyeball it? She said, are you an eyeballer or a precision? And I'm like, I am definitely an eyeballer. I don't have time to measure, and I don't care if it's particularly straight. These are going into a book that, you know, people will enjoy, whether it's straight or crooked. And let me just, so I am okay with winging it. Some of the pages they did obviously have to measure because they had I'm going to bring that in a little. So I don't like all my photos to line up, because then if I don't get it straight, nobody notices. Was that one? That was this one. Okay. Almost. Let me just trim a smidge. And so I thought that was funny because there are a lot of people that just have to measure it all. And I'm like, oh man, it's hard enough for me to get my stuff done. If I had to stop and measure everything, I would never get it done. Now, on my cards, I'm a little bit fussier, which is kind of funny, because to me, this is, you know, a picture book that people are looking at. Hopefully, they're so focused on the photos that they don't notice if something's straight or not. All right, so that looks great. And I'm going to go ahead and put that down, and then I will decorate around it because I want to make sure, like, I don't want this line to line up to anything. So I think I'm going to bump it up. And we'll put this little doodad right here, and I'm going to pop that up. I love using these corner things. Okay, so now I've got my wander and repeat. Wander, wander, and repeat. Well, let's see what we want to do with that. That's, I'm going to put back over there. I like it better over there. And if I move this one down a little bit, I will have room for my wander. And I'm going to take this off and save it for a different page. And the reason is because my wander is going to get stuck up in it, and I don't want that. So if I have it like that, and I have it like that, that'll look good. All right. Let me take this photo off, my little photo holder. We'll move that down to here. And then I've got this. So I can put a little linen thread on here, which I brought over, and that will make it look kind of cool. So I'm going to thread from the front and bring it over and pull my tails up so it looks like my knot's on the front. Oh, how nice. I like them long too. All right. That's a sticky sticker. And I'll have my tails kind of come in this direction. Maybe. There, like so. I like it. All right. So now, and I also have my weekend adventures, or the Great Outdoors. And it's a little too long, so I'm going to cut a new banner by just changing it up like so. And this one I'll cut down. Whoops, that got a little off. Let me fix that. Not that I'm not picky. How's that? That fits a lot better. I love it. Okay, so clean up my mess as I go. And that, I think I'll pop that up. I'm not going to pop too much in my books up. The books get really thick fast. And I know I have some words here, but I might, after I get all done, I might come back and put some of the little words like family photo and stuff like that. The Great Outdoors, and I could use something here. So what is this one? Okay, so that looks good. What are all these here? All right, I think I'm going to leave this area blank for now, until I figure out what I'm going to do. And you know what? I gotta stick this one down. Do I need to, let me pop that one up. So on a circle, I either make a triangle with my dimensionals or a square, depending on what I'm doing here. I love it. Okay, so now let's see. Can I put this star anywhere? I don't have to have it be in a photo. I can just have it take up some space, or put two like that. I kind of like it down here. And I'll pop that up too. There's my dimensionals. Okay. How's that look? So I have a page done. Oh my gosh, you guys, you don't know what this means to me. I love, and then I'll do my journaling there. What a view is right. Woo! Okay, so wander, wonder, repeat. And I've got some space here. I might do something, and I also have these little stickers. I don't know if that would go, but sort of. That would have been good down here. Okay, so I'll put that back and we'll see where that's going to go. All right, let me just look real quick to see what I have on my sticker sheet, because I didn't go camping, so I don't really want the camping one. That is this. And I am going to put this on that, just so I have it for later. I like that. Let's put it straight. Yikes. Okay, something like that. Yeah. And then that's going to go under one of the pictures, but not one of these pictures yet. Okay, and I've got a heart. Ooh, I've got this kind of, yes. All right, so I want to wait until I get my 3 pages done, and I'll embellish with these little doodads, because knowing me, I'll use them all up and then I won't have room. So I'm going to put a little, let me just write down what this is. I brought my journaling pen. This is, let me just test my pen on my scrap paper. I thought I had a piece of scrap paper over here. Yes, I do. Okay, so this is what I want to write. Grand Canyon, Southern Rim, January 2025. Okay, I have to write a little smaller. Okay, how's that? I've got it labeled, I've got my people's names, and I have this. And I'm okay that I could have written it a little bigger, because I don't know. Now I wish I had written it bigger. Hold on a minute, let me see if I got another one of those, or I can make one. It was, no, a little wider than that. Are we really going to fuss about it, guys? Really? Okay, I will. Alright, so that's going to be about 2 inches. Yes. Okay, so let me write it here, and then I'll flag it. Did I leave enough room? I might not have. Okay, I did. And you can see, which do you like better? Bigger print, smaller print? I actually kind of like the smaller one. But what I could do, nope, I'm not fussing with it, guys. I'm leaving it the way I wrote it. One more time. I know I like this banner, so let me see if I can just take this off for a minute. Okay, let me see if I can reposition. Just recut a little bit. There, and that'll do it. Okay, so this has got to go back over. Now I do have a black spot there. What can I put there? A piece of black. How about that? Okay, here we go. Final offer. Final offer. There we go. Page 1 and 2 are done. So I'm going to slip these into my photo sleeve again. Not my photo sleeve, my plastic. And I should get out, I'll get out my photo sleeves for the next time. That way I can put them right in. So those are done, and these pictures here are going to be in the next couple of pages. And these are extra doodads, so we'll gather all those up. Okay, let's come back. So I hope you enjoyed that. I know it is a little painful to watch somebody else scrapbook, but I just love to show you some tips. You saw how I repaired some things that I had miswritten, miscut, or whatever. So hopefully those little tips show you, and you know, just let it go. That's kind of the way I operate with scrapbooking. But I will continue on with my Grand Canyon. My next page will be next week at 10 o'clock, and I'll also have together my photo books, the album that I'm going to put this in, and some of the sleeves that have for the extra photos. So I'll show you kind of what I do for that. So I hope you get an opportunity to scrap a little this week, and please let me know in the comments if you had a chance to do any scrapbooking, or if you were able to join us on the virtual retreat for Stampin' Up. I'd love to know that. And just what's your favorite part about scrapbooking? Let me know in the comments. And don't forget, give me a thumbs up on my video because it really helps me. I hope you guys have a lovely rest of your Sunday, and I will see you again next week. Bye for now.